If you're tired of the same old news,
What more do you want?
I want the truth.
You're hearing it. Strap yourselves in, folks.
never fear.
What's the dealio?
Part of life is learning to let things go.
We've got news moms can use.
What was that name again? I missed that.
News moms can use.
Brought to you by Therapon Skin Health, helping moms have healthy, youthful-looking skin for 20 years.
This is News Moms Can Use, and we here at Channel Mom do pick our stories based on what we think mothers want and need to hear. Most media outlets do not do that. That's what we do right here at Channel Mom on the Channel Mom Show. Now, news this morning, I just read, Tim Tebow is expected to give an Easter sermon to 20,000 people. Where at? Georgetown, Texas. I'd like to go to Texas to see Tim Tebow's sermon, honestly. So good for him. Secondly, also breaking news this morning, and this is much more of a sad story. Mr. Thomas Kinkade, prolific artist, he passed away yesterday.
Oh,
At age 54.
young.
Very young. Leaves behind a wife and 4 daughters, I believe. I love his stuff. I have a mug with his stuff on it. He was all over the place, as you know. But just a wonderful man. Wonderful man. And he passed away yesterday. Thomas Kinkade.
Talented.
Very much so. Okay. This morning we begin, other than those stories, with a heart-wrenching tale. It points to a very controversial issue that could affect your family. The Denver Post reported an unbelievable story recently about a young couple mistakenly accused of abusing their baby. Tiffany and David O'Shell welcomed their first baby into the world back in 2008, precious little Alyssa with green eyes and beautiful red hair. But soon the couple's joy turned to heartache. A hospital discovered 11 broken bones in Alyssa's tiny legs when she was just 3 months old. Even though there were no other signs of trauma, like bruises or bleeding, the parents quickly came under suspicion because of those broken bones. Very soon after, social service workers removed Alyssa from her mom and dad's home and put her in foster care. The parents declared their innocence. Both had formerly worked in a police department, so they knew the ramifications of child abuse. Within days of Alyssa's removal from her home, it is said that her dad became despondent, and one night, and I want to warn people that this is not a great part of the story. If you don't want your kids to listen, you should get them out of the room. One night, he took a gun, shot his wife in the head in her bed, and then put 2 guns in his own mouth. Alyssa's parents were dead in a murder-suicide. And then the truth came out about Alyssa. Not long after her parents passed away, a doctor examined baby Alyssa and determined she had something called spinal muscular atrophy, a lethal disease in newborns that would have caused her broken bones. Little Alyssa would die within months, and her parents had died needlessly, not being able to bear the accusation that they'd abused their daughter, when in fact, the disease appeared to be to blame, not the parents, for the baby's broken bones. My heart just goes out to that family. Alyssa's grandma, Jackie, shared her story with the Denver Post, and I believe she did it in hopes of helping others who might be wrongly accused of child abuse. She's the grandma. And, we tell some stories that have already been told. They've been told a week ago or something, but that's because we only are on once a week. So that story was in the Denver Post not too long ago. And another grandma in the news. We just referred to one. This one, a 93-year-old from Orlando, Florida, might be called the ultimate road warrior. Or maybe that's what they should call her car. This story from AOL News. In nearly 50 years of ownership, Rachel Veitch, I believe it is, put more than 576,000 miles on her 1964 Mercury Caliente. Since purchasing it for $3,289.
Who owns Mercury? I'm clueless about
I don't know.
cars.
It's gone. Well, it's Lincoln Mercury. So is that a GM?
I think that's Ford. I'll look that up for you in just a second.
That car
Did they take it
company
over?
should be all over it.
I know they should, actually. Anyway, the Caliente might have even had more mileage left in it, but last month the grandma made an announcement that she's done with driving, and I applaud her for that. You and I have both had a friend who lost her husband to a driver who was too old and should not have been driving. She says, I know I'm not safe enough to drive, but I have taken it in stride, she told us to Fox News.
Ford.
She revealed the secret of how her car outlasted 3 marriages. She said this: never lied to me, never cheated on me, and I can always depend on it. So I guess she's comparing her car to a husband. Finally, a pint-sized 8-year-old girl might not look like your typical hero, but after Samantha Kelly saved her best friend's life with the Heimlich maneuver, that's what people are calling her. According to King 5 News, Samantha is an 8-year-old heroine. Samantha was playing with her best friend in her home, and I think it's Puyallup, Washington.
Puyallup?
Puyallup. There you go. Thanks for being in here to correct me there. Her friend began choking on a tangerine. Samantha explained that she made her friend laugh. She was being silly, and her friend began to choke. Sam was able to stay calm, jump into action, and administered the life-saving Heimlich technique, and within seconds, the danger was averted. So she saved her friend. Young Samantha was honored with an award for courage at her elementary school, and the little girl has been teaching everybody she knows how to do it. And you can too. That's my advice to you. You can go to the web, I did, and Google it, and it's on the Huffington Post has it and so on. There's just this little 1-minute video you can show your kids so they can save their friends or their friends can save them if they
Or
know
themselves.
Absolutely. Apparently a 6-year-old kindergartner saved his friend's life too. So please teach your kids that Heimlich maneuver. Helpful.